Hello, the game has started and it is me to go first. I have a pretty good rack and I have a few options. The Z usually benefits a rack with a lot of vowels. So Zuia and ER a good rack leave. Maybe I'll play the E off as well so opponent can't hook on to the end. Not bad, I've drawn the first of the two blanks. And I have Jaeger, but do I have a bingo? I can't see one straight off the bat. Thinking of maybe opponent plays Cowman, interesting. So what about a compound word, jar, or a gate word? So if there's no bingo here, then I think Jag looks okay over here. I think Jag looks fine for 35. That's a beautiful rack. I should be bingoing with this rack. Tasters, for example. There'd be a whole lot of others. Aristate from the A down. What about our opponent? Bingo's there. Oh, and he's given me starters. So that'll be a 4-timer for 78. I've drawn a bunch of vowels, but I do have a H for score. Han and Hayo. Got How here for 27. Not a great rack leave. Jag takes a A. I have two of those. Funny. Now, do I play HE, taking 28 with a poor rack leave, or here for 25 with a slightly better rack leave? What about shave for 26? There's a few options here. I like shave 26. I've drawn the K and y, so some good scoring potential and decent synergy. Opponent bingos and takes the lead. Oh, he doesn't take the lead, but he's drawn more or less level. Now, looking to get one of my scoring tiles optimally placed. I do have KY here for 38. That's not a bad score. Now, what about a Y? A Y played down. I don't think yay takes an S. No, I didn't think so. But year does. So that's 49. I think I'll go with that. Unless I think sake is good as well for 39. And then I can keep the Y for next. Oh, sake is no good. Am I thinking of sake that way? Yes, that's the one I was thinking of. Now, I've drawn the Q, so a decent score up here for 52. Also, not a bad score here for 44. Almost aliquot if the Y were a T. Opponents played FE, and my keys spot remains available. But I'm actually wondering about this spot here, because keep the I back. Mind you, there's so many to come. Opponent likely to get in on the action bottom left. But that's not really a concern. I like the idea of keeping the Y back, because yeah, I can't. I think I'm gonna have to use the Y with the Q to score decently anyway. So what to do? Do I go for maximum score and $52? Opponent could cancel it out with cats or caddy. I think I'll go with key here. Slightly lower score, but it feels less dangerous. So I've got lips down the bottom. 3 O's is unideal. Ouch. Opponent scores well there, 39. So it did backfire somewhat. I'm going to go with oop here for 22. It balances the rack nicely, and that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of rack I would like to see. Piloters. Just looking at the P here. Pistoler. Pro tiles is with a Y, not an I. But I'd say there'd be a bingo beginning with a P here. Raid. Opponent plays raid. So what to do? So, what is it? It's just not coming to me with the P. I did have a word in my mind a few moments. Poitrels? Is that? Yeah, poitrels. I thought it sounded familiar. So, X hotspot created, and I have the X, so nothing wrong with that. XIS and, well, I've only got the one vowel, so not much flexibility with the X, although I can play wax and nox for a decent 39. Poor rack leave, but I'll be happy with that. Conjure. Okay. I could play draw and keep the X back. Is that worth doing? There aren't a plethora of X hotspots on this board anyway. So I think I'm just going to go with wax for 39. $39, $29. No, it's got to be wax, even with the poor rack leave. So that's pretty poor as well. But I think I've got enough of a lead to withstand possibly a couple of bingos. And opponents only likely to be able to play one, because there's only 9 in the bag. So opponent plays there. Rids. I could play rids here to take out the hottest lane. Yeah. Oh, rids, enter. Pretty bingo-y tiles right at the end. Opponent can still bingo onto the R. And could bingo from the S. So 4 tiles in the bag. What will opponent do? I think I'm likely to just take out the top left as well. If he doesn't play up there. Because that's okay, he has been good. Opaline. Now what to do? Suid. Looks alright. For 30. And opponent's got BHLT. Not going out with that, I don't think. And then where do I play my last 3 written risks? Hobbs, okay. And I've got grit at a minimum, and I've actually got tier here for 14. That looks alright. Oh, wrist is no good, obviously. Tier, yeah. And that's the end of the game. 470 to 370. Thank my opponent for the game. Let's have a look at what we missed. Back to the beginning. And Zuia. I did look at the rack leave and I did prefer it, but I just didn't want to give opponent a nice easy hook and get the value from the Z, hence the second down. As it happens, he never had an E, but I had to assume he did. So he goes with Cowman, and no bingo here. Jag looks fine. Opponent's got a few bingos, goes with Derivate, and then I had a few 4-timers there for 78 starters, and opponent's got Neef for 32. That's quite nice. It's 6G. Goes with Funny. Ohio for 26. That looks alright as well. At 14, don't like it actually. No, gives back too much to opponent. So I went with Chave, and opponent's got a pretty nice rack there. Goes with Inglobed for 74. Now I've got the K and the Y. And although Oki scores well, 46, I thought if I play my K in the top left, deny my opponent that spot, and keep my Y back for a potential monster score next play, it was a strategic decision to do that. So now opponent plays FE, and I didn't quite have the Y play, but I did have the QU option. Keys for 52 I did spot at the top, but just felt it was a little bit too volatile. But Analyzer is suggesting that it's fine. And as it happens, opponent wouldn't have been able to play across. So yeah, maybe keys would have been better. And this actually suited him better than that play, from what I can see. Vim for 39. So it kind of backfired, trying to play safer. Now, Oop for 22 seems fine. Opponent's got Guard for 26, but goes with Raid for 21, and then Poitrels was the one I took a while to spot, but it kind of flashed in my mind and then faded away, and I couldn't quite remember it. But yeah, very high probability. And then opponent's got a pretty good rack, but not quite a bingo playable there. Wax for 39 racks, interesting. For 36, yeah, possibly better. There were no R's to come, so I wasn't too bothered keeping 2 of them. Null for 22. I think at this stage the game is won. Opponent's just balancing his rack. and now I played bottom right just to kind of limit the extent to which bingos could score. Yeah, opponent had opaline. I don't think opaline takes an S, so yeah, maybe that backfired as well. Maybe he wouldn't have been able to play the bingo if I hadn't played there. And then Suid, but Ursid was a little bit better, getting that double letter square. Ursid, Rudy's did flash into my mind, but I wasn't 100% sure of it. Yes, a little bit of a suboptimal there. And Bishop Hobbs, yeah. Tier was best for 14 tier. So that was the end of the game. Yeah, one or two misses as usual. Hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.